Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my video. If you couldn't tell by the title already, we're going to be filming my March TBR video. This is my TBR jar with my little book prompts. If you guys aren't familiar, I did this for my February one, and then here is the top of the jar. I got the prompts in the jar from a bookseller on, not a bookseller, a seller on Etsy. She did have some really cute bookish merch, but this is how I picked my TBR in February. This is how I'm going to continue to pick my TBR. I do have another little thing that I could use, but for right now, I do really enjoy these. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna do either 5 or 6 books and then an audiobook. It is March 12th when I'm filming this. So I have read, I wanna say 3 or 4 books already. And there's one that I really wanna finish, but let's go ahead and pick some books. So the TBR jar is going to be right here. I'm just going to randomly pick. I'm not going to close my eyes. I'm just going to stick my hand in and see what prompt I get. They all have something different on them, so we shall see. If I don't like them, I'm going to put it back and I'm going to choose something different because it's my TBR jar and my prompts. So we're going to pull again. Okay. This one says a fairy tale retelling, which is good because I already have the audiobook and the physical book and I really want to do this. Now this book, if I can find it, we're gonna do Hooked. This is a fairy tale retelling, but from the villain's POV, and I love a good villain origin story, so I'm so happy about this. And I know this series is about 6 or 7 books deep. I know her last one was Hex, which is a Little Mermaid retelling from Ursula's point of view, but this is Hooked. It is about James, who is Captain Hook, and his love interest. So first book for March, and I'm super excited about this. And I'll show you guys that prompt again. It is a fairy tale retelling. So yes, Hooked as the first book. All right, second prompts. Let's see what I got. These are like in there, Jesus Christ. Okay, you guys can see that? Okay, a book with a person on the cover. I think I'll do this one. So I did just get this one. This is called The Love Simulation. This is the second book in an interconnected standalone. It's contemporary romance, or it might be a series. I don't know. There's only 2 books out so far. Yeah, she wrote the Kiss Countdown. I already read that book, but this is the second book. So this is gonna be my book with a person on the cover, even though I'm cheating because it has 2 people, but it is what it is. That's this book. Okay. Let's see. Okay. A young adult novel. I can do that one for sure. And I think I'm gonna make that one. I finally get to finish this. I wanted to put this off until the very end, or as long as I could, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. I'm gonna get it out of the way. This is the 3rd book in the Children of Blood and Bone series, and I'm super excited about this. It is young adult. I'm gonna have a really good time with this, and that was a young adult novel. So that's gonna be my pick for this one. I think we're gonna do 3 more and then we will wrap it up. Okay. This says a book you own but have never read. This whole shelf is books that I have not read. This one, some of these I haven't read either, so I guess I can go from there. Let me see. There is a book that I do want to read. I guess I can give this one a try. Let me move this around. This is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I have had this one for almost a year now, and I do want to give it a read and get it out of the way. And I have never read it. So there we go. That is the 4th book. We'll do 2 more, and that's going to be it. Let's pick some prompts. Let's see. I'm trying to get this green one down here at the bottom. Goodness. It's in there. Okay, this one says a book you know nothing about. Honestly, that's pretty much all the books because, as you guys know, I kind of just go off the cover and the vibes. I never really read the synopsis of the book. So I'm gonna do, I really want to read this one. I want to get this out of the way because I've heard some interesting things about it. This one is called Half a Soul. This one was a new pickup, and I'm not huge on like fae. I like fantasy, just it doesn't necessarily have to be about fae, which is fairies. But this one had a very interesting premise. So this is going to be a book you know nothing about, because all I know is that it's about fae. That's it. Oh, and the cover matches the little prompt. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one more book, and then that will be it as far as my reading wrap up goes. Let's see what this prompt says. A New York Times bestseller. Honestly, that could be any of these books. I feel like they're all New York Times bestsellers. Let's see. What book do I want to read? New York Times bestseller. New York Times bestseller. New York Times bestseller. Huh. You know what? Let me choose a different prompt. Let's see. Okay, I like this one. This one says, a book you found on TikTok or YouTube. Honestly, I just got on TikTok, but I've been on YouTube forever. So all these book recommendations have been coming out on TikTok. And the one I want to start is going to be, and I'm cheating a little bit because this was on my TBR from last month and I never got around to reading this one. It was actually the most recent add to your TBR prompt. But I'm going to go ahead and talk. I want to do this one because I've heard the only thing I know about this one is the magic system is very unique to most of the like fantasy-esque books. And I really want to get into this one. I feel like this would be a good read in like fall, winter-esque time, but I do want to go ahead and read this one for this month. So that is going to be a book you found on TikTok or YouTube. And I did hear a lot of my favorite booktubers speak about this book. So that one's going on the list. All right. So that is all of our books. We'll go over the books and I will go over the prompts again, thanks to our handy dandy TBR jar. But let me go ahead and hold up all of the books here really quickly. Oh goodness. I'm going to put the hardcover book on the bottom to stabilize this stack of books that we got here. Okay. And this is a very interesting stack of books too. Very interesting stack of books. Let me see if I can hold all this in one hand with the TBR jar. Okay. And here we go. This is our March TBR, picked by our March TBR jar, or the TBR jar, okay? But yes, I will go over all the prompts again. Here's the books. Okay, so let's start with the prompts again. So we have a book you found on TikTok or YouTube, and that is going to be One Dark Window. Super excited. The next one, the prompt is a book you know nothing about. And I know absolutely nothing about this book other than the fact that it's about fae. So that's Half a Soul. Okay. The next one is going to be a book you own but have never read. And that is going to be Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. And I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm super excited. All right. We also have a book with a person on the cover. And I cheated because it's 2 people, but that's The Love Simulation. This is the second book in the, I don't know if it's the Kiss Countdown series or there's even a name for this series, but it's by Etta Easton, and I'm super excited to read this one. Plus, it's really short. Okay, this one is a fairy tale retelling, and I kind of cheated with this one too because this is the Never After series. I mean, it's not cheating because it is fairy tale, but it's from the villain's point of view. And the first book in the series I have is Hooked, and that's what we're gonna read. And then the next book, or the last book, is a young adult novel, and I love this young adult series, and that is Children of Anguish and Anarchy. Whew, I had to look at that one again. I love this cover. I just wish it was paperback, but whenever the paperback version does come out, I will be getting it because I love a paperback book. I love how floppy they are, but look at the sprayed edges. This cover is beautiful. And yeah, that is my March TBR. I will see you guys in the next video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you have picked, read, or listened to in the month of March. I know, like I told you, I'm about four or five books in for the month of March already, and then I'm going to add this on to that list and see if we can hit 13 books or more for this month. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.